celebrating 50 years of success. This is the Atlantic 10 Conference on ESPN+.
Finals in 2023, and Bonaventure came out on season game today, but you know these two teams are going to play like it's a playoff game.
Let's take a look at it. They come into today's game 3-1-1 overall and a 1-1-1 record in conference play. Their last game ended in a 36-36 draw against Queens back on October 3rd.
Wheeling has had some time off to heal any injuries, so look for them to come out today refreshed with plenty of energy.
For Bonaventure, they come in 6-0-1 after a victory over St. Thomas University last Sunday. They are sitting in first place in the Atlantic Rugby Conference.
This is Bonaventure's last regular season home game, so they want nothing more than to get a home win today.
Can the Bonnies get the win today and go undefeated at home this year? Or will Wheeling spoil the party? We will find out next. You are watching Men's College Rugby on ESPN+.
Number 7, Reed Cunningham.
Unbeatable reliability and speed. Restore trust in your internet with Greenlight Networks. From family movie night to work from home days to staying secure or everything all at once, you'll always be connected so you can stay connected. Experience 100% fiber internet from Greenlight. Unmatched performance on every device. Backed by local service you can trust. Greenlight is in your area. Get started today. Visit greenlightnetworks.com/connect.
For 50 years, the Atlantic 10 has stood for more than competition, creating a legacy of leaders and legends. From buzzer beaters
Jumper in the air, he got it!
to championships, where athletics, academics, and the pursuit of excellence converge.
And there's Canby.
As we celebrate the 50th anniversary of the A10 Conference,
Nelson.
we honor the past, embrace the present, and look forward to the future.
As the Atlantic 10 looks back at 50 years of excellence, here's another memorable moment. In 2012, the St. Bonaventure women's basketball team had a season for the record books. After a spectacular 27-2 regular season, the Bonnies headed into the NCAA tournament for the first time. They dispatched Florida Gulf Coast in the first round, then squeaked past Marist by 3 points. They finished the season ranked number 21 in the country, and their 31 win still stands as the pinnacle of success for the Bonnies and another exciting chapter in A10 history.
Going to college is about finding your place in the world. And as soon as you step onto St. Bonaventure's campus, you'll realize you're right where you need to be. Here, you'll join a caring and tight-knit community where top-ranked academics, value, and outcomes meet all around good vibes. So check out St. Bonaventure today. It might just be the right place for you right from the start.
As the Atlantic 10 celebrates 50 years of excellence, let's relive another unforgettable moment in A10 history. The 2014 men's basketball season was one for the record books, with the conference earning an unprecedented 6 bids to the NCAA tournament. St. Joseph's, VCU, Dayton, George Washington, UMass, and St. Louis all had their names called on Selection Sunday. In the tournament that year, Dayton led the charge for the league, making a thrilling run to the Elite Eight. This is yet another notable achievement in the A10's storied history.
welcome back to men's college rugby here on ESPN Plus, where Wheeling University will be taking on St. Bonaventure. The kickoff will commence shortly, and before that happens, Mo, what are your thoughts on what we expect to see today? Check that. Let's take a look at our starting lineups. Wheeling starting lineups. In the forwards, we've got Claruli Mecca, Patrick Green Jr., Connor DeBeer, Navin Couch, Magoshi Mashigo, Josh Parcell, Isaac Brew, and Michael Molea. And in the Wheeling backline, we've got Marvell Benza, Taku Musawini, Laula Bala, Alex Nyamunda, Nsika Maduba, Michael Andrews, and Panache Mogaragudi. And the starting 15 for St. Bonaventure. In the forwards, we got Tanya Takandisa, Raynard Boshoff, Jacob Brennan, Rohan Welsh, Sebastian Menges, Daniel Lothar, Reese Cunningham, Nico Otenero. And the Bonnie's backline, Scott Wilson, Noah Edwards, Harry Healy, Reagan Malloy, Eddie Nelson, Tora Harold, and Cohen Webb. So we will be underway very shortly. And Mo, what are your thoughts before this match unfolds here? What do you expect in today's matchup?
Honestly, I'm expecting a really close match today. These two teams are arguably two of the top teams in the nation, so I'm expecting a really close game today. Hard fought.
What are the strengths that you see of these teams as we come into this match here?
Both these teams have a really strong back line, both of them. And so coming into today's game, I expect them to really focus on stopping each other's back lines. Forward's going to have to come in and really play a big role in today's game.
Well, what's the old cliche, Mo? Forwards determine who wins the match, backs determined by how much?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, when we shall see how it unfolds here very shortly here. And it looks like we will have Wheeling kicking off to Bonaventure. The Bonaventure side is about to give their final cheer before they set up an exploded scrum and get their 15s ready. So we got cool, slightly breezy day here in the Enchanted Mountains here on the campus of St. Bonaventure at the Marist Sports Complex. And I think, you mentioned, Mo, the backlines here. We should, I suspect we're going to see a fair amount of kicking in loose play today. We'll see how that unfolds as Wheeling is set to kick off. And we are underway here. It is. It's got a high kick taken deep there. Sent right back. A bit of a dribble of a kick just to give a little bit of breathing room there. That will result in a line out to Wheeling, but I think you just want to give yourself a little bit of room there if you're Bonaventure and you're deep in your own end.
Smart play by Bonaventure, really, just coming out here and playing smart.
Let's see, Wheeling is showing a five-man lineup. A lot of movement there, going to the middle. Nice there. Oh, big hit coming up right away there by, looked like number 7.
Nice aggression.
Reese Cunningham. Big kick. Returned right away. There's a nice chip that no one was home there. No winger was back there. And it was
a little bit of a tennis match here.
Yeah, a little bit of ping pong. And that one was played first in front of the 22. So that that line out will be at around the 22 there. So if the start of play of a phase or in loose play happens ahead of a team's 22, they can't throw it behind the 22 and expect to get the ball, the line of the ball upfield. So Jacob Brennan gave Boshoff his play there, and look at Wilson out there, sends it. And we got big crash in center there coming up. lot of bodies there in that ruck, but cleaned out and clean. You know, good rugged play there. Does not get to the back line there on the play. It's number 3 there. Jacob Brennan to carry there, the pot of forwards. Bit of a low pass, but corralled there. Another low one, and that's going to result in a handling error, and that's advantage, a knock-on advantage. And Wheeling's taking advantage of it right now. They're on the front foot and kicking it. And he thought no one was there. Did Marvel Benza, but a bit of that was a fortuitous bounce there for Bonaventure.
Caught him a bit off guard there.
And, you know, the star of this Wheeling team, Mo, is Alex Nyamunda. I think he just got a little turned around there and didn't get a good read on that ball. Let's take a look here. I think he might have just, it was kicked far enough away from him, I think, that he would not have been able to corral that one. So second line out here for Bonaventure. Movement going around to the middle pod, showing the maul, and that's a well-constructed maul. And if that Wheeling player doesn't get out, there could be an infraction. Boshoff takes it himself, taking the ball in his own hands. Another play by the forwards there, peeling off the maul. And they are right now knocking on the door here, the tri-zone of Wheeling. Short little pass there. Boshoff binds onto his teammate. Right near the uprights here. The forwards just keep good shape, it looks like.
Good defense by Wheeling so far.
Yeah. They're bending but not breaking yet. They've right on the try line. Got a massive bodies there between the posts. The Bonnie's forwards are trying to link up together, bind and drive, and the result is a score. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this sequence here, Mo. Okay. That was Sebastian Menges.
Forwards coming in big there. I mean, low man wins in that type of situation, and Bonaventure really just punched it in there.
Well, and it came down to the shape. They had a well-constructed maul. Boshoff peeled off of it nicely. That was a good conversion there. And so the score now stands 7-0 in favor of St. Bonaventure. Now, and with a kick like that, conversion kick between the uprights, that's a chip shot. And so, pretty easy one to make. And as we'd predicted there, Mo, we've seen a fair amount of kicking so far, and the ball has taken some funny bounces, and it's found some open space at times too. We'll see. Does Wheeling want to go deep again? This one's a little shorter. High, taken by number 7 there. Reese Cunningham. I suspect the Bonnies are going to kick this one back. I think there'll be a box kick here by the scrum half. Scott Wilson. Very high kick. And, ooh, what a contest there. Well defended there. Wheeling is under a lot of pressure here in this sequence there. It was remarkable that Lawula Bata was able to hold on to that ball. Oh, and that one's going backwards there. Wheeling's on the back foot. They seem a little disorganized here, Mo. And that's a turnover ball. Bonnies have taken it away. Or not. That was illegal play there. So we have, and that's a second infraction. That's 2 penalties back to back.
Extra meters there.
Yeah. Let's see what's happening here. So I'm not sure what happened in the second situation.
Bonaventure playing super aggressive. Coming up on that ball right away.
Musinwini with a long kick down touch. That is at the Bonaventure 22. It's the first time we're seeing Wheeling deep into Bonaventure territory. It's a nice kick by Musawini here. Now, we were talking about the back lines here. It's a strength for both teams. And one thing I want to mention as well, Mo, is Alex Nyamunda at inside center is a threat to score. We got a big run here. Looks like with the short line out, they insert some forwards there. There's Nyamunda, but he's corralled by a couple of Bonnie's players there. The Bonnies are gonna try to key off him and make sure he doesn't score. Another big hit there. What a sneaky move there. Oh, what a beautiful flick pass and a score for number 15, Panache Mogaragodi.
Nice offload by Taku there. Really finishing that play.
Yeah, so 8 minutes into this contest, we have got quite an affair going on here. Mo. Certainly it's a tougher angle, but Taka Musawini has a good leg, and he actually tied the game in the waning moments in their recent draw that they had, and he accounted for, against Queens, he accounted for 21 points all by his foot, Mo. So even though this is close to touch, this is definitely a makeable kick for Musawini. That's a nice strike, and it's good.
Wow. That was a nice kick.
And let's see, this is the first kick for Bonaventure. Where does Noah Edwards want to put this ball? They want to put it deep and high? What do you think, Mo?
I'd really kick it deep. Really just, they want to get aggressive here. So I think they should kick it deep, but they go short here. Nice high ball.
Ooh, takes a ping-ponging kind of bounce there, all over the place.
Feeling quick to the ruck there.
With a nice surge by the pot of forwards there. Ooh, with a slingshot of pass that the lock couldn't handle, and that results in that knock-on advantage results in a turnover right to the Bonnies there. Number 6, Daniel Lothar with some nice yardage there on that carry. Oh, good pace on that run there. But another penalty committed by the Bonnies. So far, that is the 3rd penalty against Bonaventure. And you definitely don't want to concede a penalty when you're attacking in your opponent's territory.
Definitely not. But you can see that the Bonaventure's forwards are getting a nice run onto the ball. Really getting aggressive.
It's a very good pace, too. That was a nice run by Sebastian Menges on that one carry there. A big booming kick. The touch. A valiant effort there by Harry Healy to try to tap that one in while midair, but couldn't do it. So this is going to be another line out to Wheeling. They run a 5-man line out, and they have a couple of their forwards in the back line off of the line out here. Going short, front pod there. Ooh, slick inside pass there. Going back to the weak side. That's big hit. Navin Couch was able to hold on to it there for Wheeling. The Bonaventure defense is coming up hard, Mo.
And they're getting low. These are some nice hits that they're dishing out here. Nyamunda stays up there.
Yeah, he's the #1 threat for this Wheeling side, and the Bonnies doing what they can to stop him. Well, that's a nice pass on the edge there. Some big runs there for Wheeling. A big run there, excuse me.
Swing that ball out to the back line.
Claruli Mecca with a big body and big carry there. Looks like we've got penalty advantage. Another penalty against Bonaventure. Looks like not rolling away.
That's their 4th penalty this game so far.
And we are not even 15 minutes into the match, Mo. That's not the kind of tally of penalties you want to see if you are the coach or the player. So given the leg we know that Taku Musonwini has, it's not surprising that Williams elect to go for the kick. And clearly you can see Boshev's trying to get out of there, but he's just caught. And that's absolutely the right call there. So, as we discussed earlier, Musonwini has a great boot here, and this is the center of the field between the posts. Very much a makeable kick. A light breeze here, but that shouldn't have too much of an effect on his kick. This, of course, with the goal, penalty goal attempt is a live ball, so should he miss it, Bonnies can play the ball accordingly. Up and away. And it is good. So the score now stands 10-7 in favor of Wheeling.
It was a smart decision by Wheeling there to take those easy 3 points. Now they're ahead.
Well, especially when you have a weapon as they do with the boot of Musonwini. Oh, quick offload there, knowing he was under duress. Nice job. Again, the Bonaventure defense is coming up really hard. I suspect Wheeling's going to... Ooh, that's not what I predicted. Kicking it there to the back 3. That's... Yes, he swung it back there. You got to keep your feet. That's yet another penalty against Bonaventure. They've so far tallied 5 penalties here, and you must keep your feet in rucking, Mo.
You notice defensively, Bonnie's got...
Let's take a look at this again, Mo. Look, yeah, clearly he did not set a platform in that ruck and went right over. You were saying, Mo.
Oh, like I was saying, like defensively, Bonnies have 2 fullbacks back there, and Wheeling only has 1. So you can kind of see how they're trying to adjust to each other. Both teams like to kick a lot, and so we see Taku going for another. Wow,
that's nearly the center of the field.
Yeah,
this is a long kick.
Long kick here.
We know he has the leg to make it. So this is, I mean, whether he makes it or not, I think this is a sound choice. It's up, and this time
it's good.
It was good. Yeah, it was another great strike there by Taku Musonwini. It's now 13-7, and those penalties can kill you. If you concede penalties in your own end, Mo, that can really come back to haunt you, especially if you know your opponent loves to go for those penalty kicks there, those goals. This is a high short kick, just gets over the 10-meter line, and the Bonnies take their own restart kick. That was like a sevens kick, Mo.
Yeah, super high, jumped up for it and came down with it. That was perfect.
Oh, a little bit of a drop pass going weak side here. That's Healy on the carry there. The edge.
A few meters there.
Ooh, nice little pass there by the lock, Sebastian Menges. Going to the short side of the field there. Big hit by Wheeling coming up here, but Bonnie's retained ball. Ooh, that's a tough one there.
Nice hit to force a knock on there.
Yeah, that's that defensive pressure. They're coming up hard, forcing the issue. Let's take a look at this play, Mo. Yeah, I think that was a tough one there for Noah Edwards to handle. He was being pressured as he was receiving the ball.
That's what they need right now. That's really what Wheeling needs to do all game is really get in their faces. And I don't think Bonnies have seen a team like this yet this year.
Well, I suspect I was not in Canton for the Walsh match, but I imagine Walsh provided a great deal of pressure to this Bonnie side and was clearly with the draw there. It was an equal contest. That was it was a close one for both sides. And both these teams played Walsh very closely. It was a narrow loss for Wheeling and a draw for Bonaventure. And as suspected, Mo, we knew kicking would be part of this game, but you know, it comes down to the forwards and their ability to dictate the terms of hits and how to control set pieces, and it's going to, I think, be a major factor here.
It will, and you can see it right now. Like, Bonnies are able to get up the field quick and really get nice lines ran, but Wheeling's just there.
So while we're waiting here for play to resume, St. Bonaventure would like to thank our corporate sponsor, The Black Dog. Visit www.theblackdog.com. Life off the leash. So the result there was that actually what appeared to be some tough, hard defense by Wheeling was actually a penalty. So and that touch kick there
was kicked into the try zone.
No, yes, that was a little bit too much mustard on that kick there. Too much mustard on that hot dog, as a famous NBA broadcaster liked to say once. Now that's a cardinal sin, Mo. If you have if you're kicking a touch, you can't give it away like that.
Especially in your opponent's territory where you want that line out, and.
You know, take a little bit off that kick. It's better to chip a short one to make sure it goes to touch. So this is the first scrum we've seen today. You know, Wheeling elected to take the scrum up there, which makes sense tactically. And let's see, first time these packs are meeting each other in the scrum. A lot of movement there, but. Wheeling retains the ball. They're swinging it wide quickly. And, we got it on the edge here. Number 15. Oh, he tried to get clever with that ball. That was Moga Rogodi. Just lost the handle there. That's that was thrown forward. But I think, you know, he might have been better served, Mo, if he held on to the ball a little bit longer there. What do you think?
He would have. He should have just taken that hit.
Yeah, I think he gave it up a little too early.
It was an awkward offload there. I don't know if you saw that. It was.
Yeah. It was an odd angle. He was lunging a bit there. So now this is a scrum to Bonaventure, and
Bonaventure's first.
Scott Wilson is going to put this in.
To them.
Easy win there for the Bonaventure pack. Swinging it out really wide there. Wow. Got a big run well back into Wheeling territory. Ooh, and that pot of forwards is met right away, but some great rugged yardage there. You know, bit of a drop
nice
pass
ball
there.
Movement there.
Yeah. Very quick hands by this Bonaventure side. Oh, some slick footwork there by Eddie Nelson. Another good take by Megas, but he's met hard there. Ooh. Getting out wide there. It's 7 years. Looks like
line out to Wheeling. It was a nice tackle out there by Taku.
Yeah,
forced it out of bounds. Let's
take a look at the film here. Yeah, good job of forcing the issue. You know that the touchline has never missed a tackle. So if you were near touch as a ball carrier, you've got to make sure either get yourself inside or securely get the ball back to a teammate. That was disrupted there by the Bonnies. There was a lot of movement in that Wheeling lineup, and they gave it away.
Tough spot to lose a line out.
Oh, for sure. Inside your own 22. Oh,
nice hard run.
Big running there. It's high stepping as well. So once again, the Bonnies forwards are near the try line. I suspect they're going to do the same have the same shape they did earlier. Use some pick and goes here. Bind and drive. Officials right on top of it.
Stop short again.
Good job by Wheeling to drive the pile back there. Trying inch by inch, Bonnies are to get in here. There's the post. And that one's very close. They keep trying to go inch by inch here. And what do we have here? The official has determined that we have no try and the ball is held up, it looks like. I think he's going to consult the assistant here. And if that's the case, Mo, it's tough to concede that held ball there after all those pick and goes, all those phases there with the forwards grinding away the yardage. No, we check that up. We have a try awarded. So we're going to have to take a look at the film here. Take a look. Wow. So after consultation there, it was a try.
Bit unfortunate there for Wheeling.
Yeah, all that effort on defense. And again, this should be a chip shot for Noah Edwards right between the posts. And it is. So the Bonnies have reclaimed lead. The score now stands 14-13 in favor of St. Bonaventure.
Bonaventure's done a nice job of, when they get to the goal line, of finishing and really just punching it in there. So that was a nice job by Bonaventure. That's their second time getting to the goal line and finishing their drive there.
Well, and I would say the forwards were composed. They kept their shape. They did a good job of making sure they were bound together and they were driving, and they just were very patient.
And taking their time, patient, taking their time. They weren't rushing anything. That was a nice job.
Musinwini sends this one fairly deep. Ooh, good take there by Harry Healy, and it was corralled very quickly there by his counterpart from.
A nice tackle by the Wheeling number 9. Number 6.
Wilson is
like a box kick.
Digging this out for a box kick,
but
which goes
wrapped up right as
almost nowhere. It takes quite the bounce, but we have, it looks like offside penalty. That's a quick tap there. No, it's got to go through the mark. Nyamunda wanted to be off to the races there, but you must take the tap through the mark there. It's the 6th penalty against Bonaventure. That's an offside. And instead of going for, let's take a look here in the sequence. Nope. Yep, there's the penalty. Yeah, and Nyamunda was very eager, but was not through the mark there. And instead of going for a goal that time, Wheeling is elected to kick for touch, and they've got a line out here.
Bit unlucky there. It would have been nice to go get a nice tap and go and catch Bonnies.
Oh yeah, the Bonnies would have been on their back foot there for sure. Yeah. Got a lot of movement going with the short throw there. Front looks like a maul. Fairly well, it was well constructed, but it's not going anywhere. So there is that inside center. He is a threat to score, and he had to offload it. Oh, this has become rather a scrappy play for this Wheeling side. It became a bit of a mess. Nyamunda saw the try zone, but
That was a nice job keeping it alive.
Yeah, I mean, it was tremendous to keep. Oh, that ball's taking quite a bounce there. It's all over the place. Marvo Benza gets it. So the scrum half is in. So the forwards of Wheeling are just going to try to drive this forward. Use those big bodies to surge there. Good job to bind and drive in that case.
Tackle was made there.
Good. And now Wheeling's trying to return the favor of using their forwards on the try line. Still nothing has come of this yet. A whole mass of bodies there. And they get it out. Oh, and Nyamunda is just corralled right away by a couple of bodies there, but ooh,
nice skip pass.
Oh, skip pass, but oh, what a theft there on the wing, but that is all for naught because do we have another penalty forthcoming and do we have some extracurriculars happening? It looks like there's the official needs to break things up here. I think after all this is sorted out, Mo, we're going to have another penalty against the Bonnies. Let's hopefully.
A little scuffle there. You saw somebody get picked up there and dropped.
Yeah. Things are very heated. You know, as we suspected, this is going to be a very tough and rugged contest. Oof. Oh, I think with the what appeared to be a dump of a tackle caused for what we saw with the extracurricular activity there. But I think prior to that happening, that was another penalty conceded by Bonaventure.
I had a penalty advantage there, so they just got it right back.
Yeah, the sir is talking to his assistants. I think he wants to see if there's anything else that needs to be addressed. I think that was handled pretty well there. I think it didn't get too out of hand, Mo.
Yeah, I didn't see any punches thrown.
No. Nothing too out of sorts. You know, certainly feelings can run hot, and emotions can run high, but it didn't get too out of hand. But there are certain things out here. Now, while we're waiting for this to get adjudicated, what do you suspect Wheeling is going to do here in this next sequence?
Really, just rely on their forwards and really punch it in. I don't expect their backline to really do much here, but really just punch it in with their forwards.
Potentially, Mo, maybe use their forwards to draw in the Bonaventure defense and then kick it out to the back line, which we know, as we addressed earlier, is a strength of this Wheeling side.
Yeah, you can see number 12, Alex Nyamunda is really just, as soon as he gets the ball, he's wrapped up. And I feel like Bonnies know he's a threat.
Oh, absolutely. Given the fact that he is the all-time leading try scorer in 15's history for this Wheeling program, the Bonnies knew he was going to be a threat to score.
Yeah. So you can see as soon as he gets the ball, he's wrapped up, and it'll be a tough day for him.
So time will be back on here. And officials talking to Bata Labula. It looks like penalty from 5 meters out, and they've elected to take the scrum. And I think that makes sense. You know, rather than trying to do a penalty play from close quarters, have the platform of the set piece. Then you can, if you secure that, if you're Wheeling, then you can get out to your back line as you see fit.
It's starting to rain a little bit. This might.
Yeah. So you got some rain coming down here. That could cause some slick conditions. Potentially could cause some handling errors. The sun was out earlier, Mo, but now there's some rain coming down. Do you think they go 8-man pick or go weak side here?
Honestly, I could see an 8-man pick here. Let's see what they do.
Oh, but not with the shape there that they had, but wow, not much doing there in that carry. And the Bonnies come up hard there in the defense. And Wheeling's gone backwards here, gone tight That's their.
Let's see if Bonaventure can really get a stop here.
Yeah, Wheelin's been hit behind the gain line.
Wow.
With, it seems like with each of these phases. Maybe not a lot here, but.
Let's see if Wheeling can get this ball out wide.
Yeah, what's Benza going to try to do here? He's sending it to the weak side. His lock sees Moraga. And we have a score there. That was a nice pass by Navin Couch to his fullback, Panache Mogorogodi. Excuse me. It was a good job by Wheeling to suck in that Bonnie's defense, and they went back weak side there.
Yep. That was a nice play, though. I can see it here again.
Yeah. Nice job by Mogorogodi to just, he'd had enough separation between himself and the defenders that he was able to.
Nice pass by the big man there.
Put that on. Yeah. Good job by Navin Couch, the lock there, to flick it out to his teammate there. So we have a back and forth battle here. Yet another lead change, Mo.
It's a long conversion here by Taku.
A steep angle, but given what we know about his kicking game, it's definitely one that he can make. And he's about to step forward to his kick. He's sizing up. He takes a look at the posts. And that's a nice strike. And
Slightly
he just
left.
pushed it. So it looked good at first, but it just kept pushing left. So the score stands still at 18-14. Now it's in favor.
What's unique about him is that he's a lefty kicker.
You don't see as many lefty kickers. You're absolutely
Oh.
right, Mo. So we're going to see another short kick here. This one is very short, a little too short. And Wheeling elects to field it. They do have a penalty advantage here because the short kick. And Benza just kicked it away. And knowing that he had the penalty advantage, it's a reasonable choice by Benza, given that they were going to get it back. So try to see if they can make something out of it. And, I understand the thought process here, Mo, that Bonaventure wanted to try to recapture that restart of the last kick, but that one was just a little too short.
Just a little short. And, Nyamuda actually went up to go play that.
Yes.
It was kind of an interesting play there.
Very aggressive. Oftentimes, if the ball only goes, say, 6 or 7 meters, you just let it be.
Yeah.
But that was a very aggressive play there by Nyamunda. And now this results into a really deep touch kick. Once again, Wheeling is well into Bonaventure territory.
And I'd really expect to see a maul out of this line out here.
They have been running only a 5-man line out, so if they do, it won't be as robust a maul.
Lots of
They're
movement.
that one was not straight. So a lot of movement there, and that was an errant throw. Could be some of this rain that is falling now is affecting that, but that's not a ball that's not a set piece you want to give away. You're deep in your opponent's territory. You don't never want to give away any set piece, Mo, but that's after a long touch kick like that, after the penalty, they'd gobbled up so much territory. And then now Bonaventure has a scrum deep in their end. What do you think the Bonnies are going to do here off of this set piece? Mo.
Really good exit kick here. They're backed up. Wheeling's probably going to give them a lot of pressure. Really just had to get a nice exit kick here.
Oh, well, that point is moot because we have a free kick. It looks like the front row of Wheeling committed an infraction there.
Wheeling's second penalty of the game.
That's a nice long free kick going to the center of the field there. Gives the Bonnies a lot of breathing room. And we have another Wheeling line out. Let's see if, excuse me, Patrick Green can straighten out his throws here. A lot of movement. Another great contest by the Bonnies. That one's on the floor, and that's taken by Bonaventure. A good steal there. Some hard yards there by Jacob Brennan. Low pass, but corralled there.
Bit of a high tackle there.
I think we're playing on, the official is. Not showing advantage. Takandisa with some tough yards and conceded a penalty there. So Whelan decided to go quick there. And their big prop there, Mecca Claruli, got driven back.
Tackle for loss there.
Yeah. Going to the weak side of the field. Oh, that was a nice pass with a little room to move, but it's interesting some of the choices here that Whelan at times has tried to really take advantage of the very short side of the field, sometimes effectively, sometimes not. That was another big hit, another double hit there by Bonaventure against Magoshi Mashigo. A lock there for Wheeling. Swinging it out wide here is Wheeling. And the Bonnies come away with that. More strong arm robbery. Another takeaway. Not a handling there. That was just theft. Mo, and a nice grubber kick. Takes some wicked bounces there. It's dribbling, and makes its way to the try zone. We have it's like a drop kick forthcoming. And that's a great choice there on that play there.
Just tap it down in the end zone. That was a nice play by Taku to really kind of save him there. Bonaventure tried catching him.
Catch them off guard. That was a really well, it was just a little bit too much weight on that ball, but it had some nice bounces on that grubber there. We've got an in-goal drop here by Wheeling coming out really high. It's going to go a little bit past the 22-meter line. Ooh, almost a miscommunication there, but Daniel Luther took it. Got. Oh, Scott Wilson decided to call his own number there rather than take it, but rather than pass it, would have worked out just as well. And as 8-man Nico Tenero was the impromptu scrum half there for him as he was caught inside there. Takandisa with the big hard yards there and clearing there on that ruck there by Jacob Brennan. Once again, we see inside, approaching the try line. Bonaventure's trying to utilize their forwards here, Mo.
And they do a great job of this, especially when they get close to the goal line. Wheeling needs to get a turnover here. This is
now they're swinging it out. Oh, nice little looping play there. Ooh, that was a dangerous pass, but that's coming back because of a penalty advantage. Looks like it was offside against Wheeling. Let's see. This little chip to touch here for a lineout, Mo. What do you think?
Looks like they're going to take this. Nice little tap.
And Takandisa's got the ball in front of him. And it does appear that it's just going to be a... Oh, being clever. Now changing things up. Big surge there. It looked like that was Jacob Brennan who had the ball first. Going short. Takandisa has the ball. Did he ground it? No, that was...
He's held up. Is he...
Or do we have... Oh, it looks like another offside penalty nullifies that. Wheeling was penalized once again there. If you have repeated infractions by a side, the official could ultimately go to his pocket for a yellow card. Another, they show Takandisa on the play and then tap there. Looks like the prop. And this time, once again held up. Wow. And there's no penalty to save the Bonnies this time. Looks like there was
That's the turnover they needed there.
Yeah, you called it. Wheeling desperately needed a turnover there.
2 minutes left in the half. That was well needed. It's going to be their second goal line drop here.
Certainly the Wheeling was glad to have taken it away, but
yeah,
it's tough to have that goal line drop where you're giving it back. And Wilson with the quick pass there. Nice run there. The sun is coming out, but rain is still falling here in the Marist Sports Complex. Takandisa with an errant pass, and that is scooped up right away by Mugaragodi, who scampers down the field for the try. What a turn of events there. Wow.
Not an error you want to commit there.
No, we're going to have to take a look at the play here, Mo.
Wants to skip past, but nobody was really there for that.
No, and it bounced right into his hands, and he was off to the races there.
That was number 15, Mugaragodi. Bit of a limp there when he was running.
Yeah, it seemed like he was coming up lame there.
Looks like he's okay, though.
He seems to be staying in the game. He's walking just fine.
That was a nice play, though.
Oh, absolutely.
He was ready for it. He was coming up right away, and he just snatched it away. And that's a tough error to.
He was on the spot.
Yep.
We've got forthcoming here another kick from Tako Musawini. The left-footed kicker from the right touch line. He missed a kick that was similar to this one last time. Let's see how he strikes the ball here. That one looks true. That is good. So the score now stands 25-14 in favor of Wheeling. And not too much time left in this first half, Mo. And we'll see what happens here. Will the Bonnies try to go short again on this restart? It worked earlier, but then they failed with the last one.
A substitution.
Looks like, Nico Otonero is coming off. And we've got Matthew Martin coming on. This one's deeper. And that's just kicked out. That was the last play of the half. So we go to the half with a score of Wheeling 25 and St. Bonaventure 14. You are watching men's college rugby on ESPN+.
Visit www.theblackdog.com for all your apparel needs. Life off the week.
Okay, welcome back to men's college rugby here on ESPN Plus, where we're going to take a look at some of the first half highlights from this contest. And a lot of intense action there in the first half, Mo. And let's go back and take a look here, Mo. What are some of the big takeaways you see here? Like especially here with the Bonnies forwards around the try line.
Bonaventure's goal line offense is just really working right now. And at the end of the half there, I mean, Wheeling was able to get a stop, but Bonnies have been able to really come away with it when they get to the goal line. You can see here Taco with a nice offload. That back line, like we said at the beginning of the game, is going to be a big issue for Bonaventure. And Taku's conversions just fall. He's missed one today?
He's missed one, but that was a tough kick, for sure. It was a steep angle.
And he's able to get it back at the end of the half. His conversions are going to be huge. And there's another one of his kicks for an easy 3.
Yeah, those penalty goals and conversions might be the difference in this match, as well as the ball being held up. Well, let's take a look here at this Bonaventure score.
That was their second goal line try there.
Another chip shot there for Noah Edwards there on the conversion.
Another one of Wheeling's tries. Nice skip pass by the big man there to the 15.
Well, and speaking of 15, we'll see him again right here.
Nice little pick 5.
Pick 5.
Pick 5 to bring it back to the Carib.
Yeah, you made a good point during the broadcast. It did seem at first like he pulled up lame, but he seemed to be walking just fine right after that. And there's that boot again for Musinwini. So, just you are watching men's college rugby here on ESPN Plus. And welcome back to our halftime Greenlight Elks halftime show, where we're going to go over some of the key stats here, Mo. What are the big takeaways you see here?
So in the first half, Bonaventure struggled with penalties. I mean, giving up a lot of penalties, especially in their own territory, has sort of killed them, and they need to fix that up in the second half. And then if you also look at the lineouts, Bonaventure can really exploit those lineouts. I mean, they've been disrupting the lineouts, Wheeling's lineouts, and also taking advantage of the bad throws that Wheeling has been giving. So in the second half, they really need to tighten up those penalties and take advantage of those lineouts.
Well, we will see what unfolds here in the second half of this match. And will the Bonnies make some adjustments, and will Wheeling stay on the front foot here? You are watching men's college rugby here on ESPN+. Okay, so we're waiting for the the second half kick to take place here. Bonnie's going to kick it away to Wheeling, and after that errant short restart kick, do you suspect, Mo, that Noah Edwards is going to go deep again on this kick?
I'd expect him to go deep, really just get aggressive here and try to back up Wheeling. Wheeling having a bit of an advantage here. I mean, going into half with the lead, receiving after halftime. I mean, this is really, they get a try here. Bonaventure really needs to switch things up, and looks like they're kicking right.
Yeah, Edwards has been kicking right every time so far.
I'd expect a deep kick here, like I said. Really just back them up.
Yeah, so one of the good things about a deep kick on a restart is you force your opponent to get themselves out of their own territory. This one's high and maybe mid-range. That was a nice take there by Nyamunda. That's a knock-on advantage there. Takandisa with some hard running there. And
that was a turnover they needed to
what's the thing,
this
too?
Second half.
Ooh, bit of an errant pass. And here Healy's under a lot of pressure there, but somehow is able to scoot his way forward a bit. Ooh, another knock on. So, there was some light rain we had earlier, Mo. It may play a role in handling errors.
Yeah, for sure will, and you've seen it already. That's already 2 drop passes by Bonaventure. So, I mean, looks like it's playing a role here. So, really need to tighten things up here. These slight turnovers are.
Well, I think turnovers are going to be a huge part of what determines the final outcome of the score. We've seen Bonaventure just steal the ball away, not off of a handling error, but just take it away from their Wheeling opposition and see if they can keep that. That's a big drive by the Bonnies pack here. Wow, really forced the issue there. They really muscled their way through that acts like a turnover. That is a turnover, Mo.
That was a nice play by the forwards to really get a nice push in that scrum. And so now they get the ball back in Wheeling's territory. Let's see what they do here.
I suspect just a little chip to touch here. Or we're electing. We see that they are electing to go for points, and I think that's a wise choice here. You get points on the board if it's good, and if he misses it, again, Wheeling has to deal with it in their try zone. And maybe there's a goal line drop. So. Sizing up the kick here. Yes. Words, and it's up and away. And it was not good. This is a live ball. It's being brought out here. A little bit of loose shape there of the defense, but the Bonnies hold firm enough. And that was the winger, Michael Andrews, who came up with that ball there for Wheeling. Got it back to their own 22 there. But Wheeling commits another penalty.
Was that a not releasing penalty?
Yeah, it looks like not releasing there on the ground there. Now they decide to kick to touch, do the Bonnies, and looks like this is a line out within 10 meters of the try line. We have seen the strength here of the Bonaventure pack, Mo. Do you suspect they'll go for a maul here?
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if I see a maul here. So let's see what they do here. And all day, the Bonaventure's forwards have been super strong.
Oh, a short play with Takandisa curling around there. And that is a clever play there. Instead of going for maul, they went with a 5-man lineout, have Takandisa just roll around there, curl around and put the ball down. I think Whelan was not ready for that play, Mo. Let's take a look at this thing again. Look at that momentum he's at. He's a train that is not going to be stopped there. He's not going to be corralled.
That was a nice play, wrapping around with speed. Yeah, for sure something Whelan was not expecting there.
And I think that was very well executed. It was a good throw by Boshoff. A good job by the pod to move backward in the line out to show like regular movement that you would see in a line out, and then Whelan was just caught off guard there.
Nice play just to get them back in the game a little bit. Long conversion.
Yeah. It's a steep angle, but, you know, certainly any club would be happy to take 5 points, even if you happen to miss the conversion. And that gets Bonaventure that try. Now puts the score 25-19 with this conversion up, and that is no good. But that, as we mentioned, was a tough kick to make as a conversion. So the score now stands 25-19 in favor of Wheeling. And that's the score you spoke of, Mo, there. Because had Bonaventure conceded a try, had it gone the other way and gone to, say, 30 points to 14 or 32 to 14, that would have put Bonaventure in a really tough spot. But now the Bonnies have put it back into a one-score difference. It's a high kick there. Oh, good take there. Just outside their 22 are the Bonnies, and nice run. Wow, that was the big man Jacob Brennan there, trundling down the field. Bonnies really have the momentum going here. It looks like a penalty.
Penalty advantage.
Yeah, you can't be handling the ball like that or disrupting the scrum.
Momentum right now.
Yeah, and with the advantage, why not kick it away? See if you can snatch the ball. Oh, but knowing it's coming back, that was a clever play. It didn't work out, but they had the penalty. This is the exact opposite of what we were seeing in the first half. Bonaventure's cleaning up their penalties, and their aggression is forcing Wheeling to commit penalties. Let's take a look at the tape here. It's a good attempt there on that. That was offside here by Wheeling on that penalty. So right now, about 7 minutes into the second half, it's 3 Wheeling penalties to 0 St. Bonaventure penalties. Big booming kick to touch there. Wow. That
was a nice kick.
A great kick there by Noah Edwards. And that's just about 5 meters out. Now, last time the Bonnies showed us that very clever play where Takandisa peeled around. Do you think they're going to have it looks like more like a full line out. I think this is where they're likely to maul, Mo.
Yeah, I'd expect a maul, but, you know, who knows? They might pull out another trick play again. Nice line
it's coming
out.
down. It's well formed. Shoulders parallel to the try line. Getting a little turned around there, but still a big surge of momentum. And that was an easy score there off of that maul there, Mo.
Strong forwards pack there. Yeah. Really moving that maul. Wow.
Let's take a look at the shape here. Yeah. Just look at that surge. Look at that drive. Boshoff, he was just riding the wave there of his maul. And that's the key there is you're the hooker throwing the ball in. You have to insert yourself properly there. But I think every step there, great throw by Boshoff, good catch, brought down nicely. The forwards had their shoulders parallel to the try line, and they had that momentum going right away. So
nice turnover there by Bonaventure to come into the second half and put in 2 tries. Really turn things around.
Get another tough angle on the conversion here. Edwards is sizing this one up with the pending conversions 25-24 in favor of Whelan, but the kick is up, away, and it is good. A little bit of delayed response there, but I think the officials just wanted to confirm with each other that they had it right. It's better for them to get it right than have confusion there. So we have once again, Mo, a lead change here. Bonaventure has retaken the lead. It now stands at 26-25 in favor of St. Bonaventure. Right now, all the momentum is going their way.
Probably had a nice halftime talk there and just turn things around. If you're reeling in, probably want to go for a short kick here and get that ball back. They haven't really touched the ball much this half.
This one's about middle depth again, really high, easy enough for Bonaventure to field. Take, I suspect, I'll use their pot of forwards here to give themselves a little surge and probably get in the pocket there. Maybe no Edwards rule. Kick this away, or no, it's box kick by the scrum half, Wilson. Dribbles there, and corralled by Mussolini. And ooh, what a hit! What a pass there! Ooh. Wow, that was not a clean jackal. That was, he was handling the ball while trying to counter ruck, and you cannot do that. So let's take a look at what happens here. So trying to clear out the ruck, but also take the ball. You can't do both things. You got to make sure that that's cleared out first. First penalty for Bonaventure. In the second half, it took them 10 minutes to commit a penalty. So, but we'll see if this one proves to be costly.
Whelan's been struggling a little bit with the lineouts.
Yeah, we had at least one throw that was not straight, and there were a couple disruptions there by the Bonnies. That one was straight enough, and Whelan gets right about back to the gain line there. Bonaventure has a nice shape to the defense, a flat wall, some good tough run in there by Claruli Mecca, the big loose head prop there, but that ball's going backwards there. That's not what Whelan wants, as Sweeney is corralled behind the gain line. This Bonaventure defense is coming up hard. Oh, a clever little grubber of a kick, but he just couldn't handle that one. Looks like it was I think maybe the right idea there, Mo, but just couldn't be executed.
Yeah, try to sneak it into the defense there real quick, but it's a bit tight there, and the other ringer didn't get a hand on it. But that was a good idea. Bit of a costly turnover there, though. You want to keep the ball, especially where they are right now.
Yep. Another good throw from Boshoff. Brought down cleanly there. Ooh. Now deep in the pocket there. The kick by Edwards booming away. It stays in. Wow. I thought that was going to find touch. Michael Andrews. Wow. Some tough running, but he's being held up by a host of Bonnie's defenders. And oh, wow. What a robbery there. A quick turnaround box kick there. What a sequence we saw there. I thought there was some great hard running by the winger, Michael Andrews, but then we have this, I think that's the right play. When you steal the ball, try to, kick it over the top there and just take it away. I think that was the right idea. Unfortunately for Scott Wilson, that went directly out of bounds.
That was a nice play by Michael Andrews trying to stay up there, but I don't know if that was much of the play there. He maybe could have gone down a little earlier, but that was a nice play for him to stay up, and at least they get the win over here.
Let's go to the pod. One's going deeper. It was good enough take, but the Bonnies are coming up hard. And Whelan is trying to swing it wide. And there is that threat there, Alex Nyamunda. So far in this match, the Bonnies have corralled Nyamunda, but they have not corralled Moga Ragoti. Another little flick pass there. Andrews near touch. Once again is met by 2 or 3 Bonaventure defenders. Oof, big hit behind the gain line and a takeaway. That was knock-on advantage. Bonaventure's quick ball getting Whelan on the back foot.
Nice line speed by Bonnies to get that ball back.
Yeah. Edward sends it wide there. Wow, really swinging that pass out there. Reagan Malloy launched that a good ways out there, but that allowed Whelan to reform their defense. Bonnies were ended up behind the gain line there, but still retain ball. Better to have the ball than not, Mo, right?
Yep.
And now they're on the front foot. Whelan's going backwards. Oh, Takadisa with a slick pass there. Oof. Wilson sends it to the weak side. Another surging run there. Takandisa's met pretty hard there.
Nice tackle for a loss there. Bonaventure's done a nice job of running onto the ball.
Yes. Oof. Thought he was going to go with the flick pass, but that was for the best that he retained the ball there. And,
nice counter ruck to get that back.
Great counter rucking there. We've got action fast and furious here. Ooh, that took a bit of a bounce on the turf. And that kick gives the Bonnies a bit of breathing room after that fast and furious action
Scott
there.
Wilson looks a little shooken up there. Took a nice stiff arm by Taku.
Yeah, it was a tremendous play there by Taku Musinwini. Let's take a look at this again. Well, booming kick finds the turf, you know. And we've got another line out for Wheeling here. Officials slowing things down here. We have some substitutions. Number 18, Brent Pulowski has come on for Wheeling in the forwards here. Once again, Wheeling's gone with that back pod for the last several lineouts. Oh, and whoa. What a run. There, oh, a bit of a wild sequence there. Wheeling retains the ball. And I thought for sure that would have been the first time we would have seen Nyamunda really off to the races there, but he was corralled once again by the Bonnies. Going to the weak side there is Wheeling. Not much gained. This ball is really bouncing around here. And looks like that was driven a touch by the Bonnies. That's going to result in their line out. Actually, it looks like we have a scrum as an election here instead of a line out. Let's take a look at this play again here. Yeah, just
nice play carrying him out of bounds there to get that turnover.
Grab it. Oh, they are going with the line out here. A lot of movement. Good throw by Boshoff. Oh, nice hard runs there. It looks like.
Ooh,
miscommunication
there.
Suspect a kick is forthcoming here. There's that box kick. Right, though, into the hands of the 10. Sweeney, and he's really gobbled up a lot of yardage. Put Wheeling into territory there. Ooh. Oh, that's a tough spot to be in. Nyamunda, was in there. That was, we have a lot going on here. Wow. Penalty
advantage.
Wow, what a sequence here.
Crowd is going crazy.
This crowd here on the hill is fired up for this Bonaventure side. A lot of energy is in the air right now. Feels electric right now. Man, that's once again, let's take a look at this here, Mo. That's just again, theft. Eddie Nelson just takes the ball, rambles up the field there, and by a forced an issue, there was an attempt at tackle there within the 10 meters of the penalty, so there's another penalty there. We'll see Bonaventure kick to touch here, but what a job there by Eddie Nelson there, on the spot. Do we see a yellow card forthcoming? We do. That's number 22. Chris Matabula has a yellow card at the around the 60-minute mark here, so Wheeling will be without his services for 10 minutes.
Not something you want to see, because now you're down a man.
You're down a man. The momentum is entirely going Bonaventure's way at this point. So let's see how this Wheeling side responds after that yellow card. But it's something I alluded to earlier. When you have repeated infractions, or if you have what is deemed to be maybe an egregious infraction on the part of the official, then the official might go to his pocket there, and he did. He reached for the yellow card. This is one of the strengths of this Bonaventure side, Mo, has been this lineout. And once again, they're not 5 meters out, but they're well into Wheeling territory here, showing two pods, a lot of movement, going middle, forming the maul. And slowed down a bit there by the Wheeling 8-man, but it wasn't an illegal play. Swinging it out wide there because, well, why not? If you have a man advantage, try to swing it wide there. And not too much past the game. It looks like there's a penalty advantage, Mo, that Bonaventure has. Some big.
This is where Bonaventure's forwards really exceed here.
Well, I think that's will end up being the difference here. There's a nice little drop pass there, swinging it out. Eddie Nelson gets it out to Lothar, who finds his way into the try zone for the score. What a sequence there, Mo.
Nice ball movement by Bonnies to get it out there. And Wheeling looked a little gassed.
Yeah, watch this pass here. Look, Nelson to Lothar. He's got room to move, cuts past his defenders, and puts the ball down, and almost centers it there for the conversion kick. Right now, Mo, it seems all the momentum is going Bonaventure's way, and they could really take control of this game if they get another score quickly. Wheeling will be in a really tough spot.
Yeah, that yellow card really turned things around for Bonaventure. Gave them even more momentum than what they had, and so we got to see what Wheeling does defensively to really turn things around now. Playing down a man and see what they do.
This is definitely a makeable kick here for Noah Edwards, closer to the posts than some of his previous conversion attempts. And takes the steps forward. It's up, and it is good.
Makes it a two-possession game now.
Yeah, now at 33-25. Yes, Wheeling needs 2 scores, at least a penalty goal and a try, or to come back here. And this crowd here on the hill, the Marist Sports Complex, is quite quite fired up right now after that score there, Mo.
Yeah, coming out of halftime down and now really turning things around. This is huge for Bonaventure. And now they just have to hold on to this lead and keep punching the ball.
Well, it goes back to what we spoke of covering the halftime stats. The penalties killed Bonaventure in the first half, and they've really brought them down here in the second half. Really tightened up what they needed to in that regard. Lothar with another. Good run there. Good take. These forwards, these pods of forwards are coming together. Ooh, a nice little chip kick. Oh, just a little bit too much there. It was a clever idea. Ooh. Was when he had to swing that wide, and there's that wet turf. That rain might have come into play there. You know, Michael Andrews was trying to do what he could, and that ball's on the floor, picked up by Scott Wilson, and that is stolen. But immediately, the wheeling ball carrier was driven to touch, so that's going right back to Bonaventure. Every loose ball, Bonaventure's aggressive. They're playing hard, Mo. It is a tale of two halves here. Let's take a look at the tape. The ball's dribbling around here. Wilson grabs it, and that was the winger there, Laula Bata, who took it away but was driven right to touch there.
You see Bonaventure there carrying him out again. They're doing a nice job using the sideline as an extra defender.
Yes, they are really forcing, doing a great job of forcing the wheeling ball carriers to touch if those wheeling players are anywhere near it. Another line out for St. Bonaventure.
Leaving the field, number 8, Nico Alcanari, and number 9, Scott Wilson. Joining us is
Five-man line out. Insert here. A lot of movement going. The back pod, that's a great throw. Temporary, it looked like a short maul, but no, just a platform to get the ball out there. Listen, this is a great sequence there. First, it was a good set of passes until that last one, Mo.
Bit of a miscommunication there, probably.
Yeah, I think the timing just was not right there. But I think this goes back to what you're saying with, they're approximately 5 minutes on the yellow card. I think they're going to try to exploit the one-man advantage in the back line there.
Of course, they have to, and smart to do by them. And looks like we got a line out to
Wheeling, yes.
To Wheeling, yep.
After that errant throw.
Yeah.
Oh, almost disrupted. It was disrupted a little bit by Bonnie's. Wheeling retains it, but it wasn't a clean ball. You want to be able to get a clean ball there every time. And that's Nyamunda had nowhere to go there. I think. Ooh, and that's another errant pass.
Bad time. It looked like.
It seems like.
I thought Bonnie's wanted to go for a quick line out there, but looks like they're gonna
settle down. I think, if you're Bonaventure, you have a good line-out thrower in Boshoff, and they're actually looks like with the forward pass, it was deemed we'll have a scrum instead of a line-out anyway.
Bonaventure's forward pack have been playing a big role.
Yes, we've seen it in goal line offense, but also in the scrums here. There have not been a lot of scrums in this match, but Bonaventure has really exerted their will. And here they just need a hold. They're driving. They're just moving that one forward. Nice. They clearly are taking advantage there. And we've now had number 21, Nicholas Natras, has come in to play 9 for Bonaventure. That's quite a run to the far side of the field. And officials talking to his assistant. And let's take a look here. What's happening in the replay, Mo?
Looks like he was tackled.
And try awarded. Well, that's why you got to talk it out.
Nice try by Bonaventure. Really just swinging it out quick, getting it to the outside guy.
Well, at this point, another score is really going to put this game away, and this game has turned quickly. At one point, Mo, this game was 25-14 in favor of Wheeling. It now stands 38-25 in favor of St. Bonaventure with a conversion kick pending.
We got 13 minutes left, so you can. I'd expect Bonaventure to take this game a little slow, start chewing clock a little bit.
Yeah, at a certain point, if you are the team that is on the short end of the score, the clock is your enemy, and I think you're absolutely right, Mo. I suspect unless it's kicked really deep into Bonaventure territory, I suspect they're going to try to retain ball as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Tough angle here on this conversion kick. And it's up, and it is good. What a kick there.
Noah Edwards with a nice boot.
So we now stand with a score of 40-25 in favor of St. Bonaventure over Wheeling. So 15 points adrift. Wheeling needs 3 scores now. They need something in a hurry as well.
Need something to give Wheeling some life here.
This was a deeper kick. Again, and Bonnies are willing to concede that if they're going to kick it back into Wheeling territory. We have, looks like offside against Bonnies. Wow. That is not the mistake you want to make if you're St. Bonaventure, and you want to have control of this game, right, Mo? And that does not help your cause.
These are penalties you want to take advantage of here, and there goes Nyamunda just taking it up there.
And why not be aggressive?
Yep.
You're down 15 points.
He's a hard runner.
Well, he's always a threat to score, and it's been remarkable that in the first, nearly 70 minutes of the game, Bonaventure has kept Nyamunda in check.
Ball security here for Wheeling's going to be huge.
Oh, ooh! That's going to be a penalty for an intentional knock, and I suspect a yellow card is coming out. That looked like a punch of the ball. I think the official is reaching for his pocket for. Is he going to give a yellow card? It's definitely a penalty. Looks. Time is off. So, in rugby, as you know, Mo, yes, as I suspected, that's a yellow card. There's just a little bit. There's approximately 10 minutes left in the game, so Bonaventure may be playing with a man down for the remainder of the match, or with very little time left. They'll get.
Looks like Wheeling's yellow is coming back on the field now. So
what fortuitous timing for Wheeling for their yellow card to finish, while Troy Harold is sent off for punching that ball. I know he wanted to just take it. And that was probably not with malice, but pursuant to the laws, that is the right call there. Little kick to touch there. And so now Wheeling has the ball 5 meters out. And this is exactly the kind of thing they needed.
This is, and now they can try to get a score here and then get the ball back and try to punch another one in.
It was Brent Pulaski conveying information to his hooker, Patrick Green. Looks like we've got a full complement of Wheeling forwards here. A lot of movement. And they're showing the ball. But it's driven back right away. They didn't have a shape there. Oh my. And the Bonnies just dragged the scrum half, Marvell Benza. He had nowhere to go. Benza was just caught in a tough spot there. That's once again, let's see, what is the official deeming here? What do we have going on? Oh, yeah, he's just setting the line out. Okay, I thought he was talking to someone. So now, the captain, Raynard Boshoff, is off, and Patrick Klink has come in. Hooker for Bonaventure. Let's see how his throws will go here. What a steal, though, by Bonaventure.
That was, and that's another example of them just using the sideline as that extra defender and dragging them out of bounds.
Well, and also it speaks to if we had two backlines that were nearly equally matched, it seems to me after more than 70 minutes of play, the Bonaventure pack has shown that they're stronger and more composed than this Wheeling pack.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised that Wheeling kind of decided to go for a maul there, especially with how Bonaventure's forwards have been playing all game.
And that kick gives the Bonnie some breathing room. You know, to be certain, Mo, these are talented forwards that Wheeling has.
Of course.
But it's quite evident that this afternoon the Bonaventure pack has just been stronger and sharper.
Yeah, they have.
And the Bonnie's undergrads are fired up for their team here on the hill. That was a long throw. Not straight is what it was called there.
This crowd is
maybe get into the head of the thrower there. Maybe Patrick Green was thrown off by this hyped up crowd for St. Bonaventure. This is another scrum. And Mo, scrums eat up clock. And we know we've seen the strength of this Bonaventure pack. And so we saw them walk that last scrum down the field a bit.
Yeah.
So even though they're, and I think a man down in the back line, I suspect Bonaventure will try to utilize their forwards here in the final 8 minutes. But no, we have what a steal here by Marvel Benza, the scrum half. But
penalty.
A penalty is conceded. Wheeling gets the steal, but gives it right back with a penalty. Now, it was a good aggressive play on his part, but I think he just ended up in a tough spot there. Let's take a look at the film here. He's on an island, and he's trying to get more yardage, but his teammates aren't there to ruck over him and support him. So it was a good aggressive play by Benza, but he was just ended up in a tough spot there. And that's a beautiful touch kick. That is well down the field. That's at about the 10-meter line on the Wheeling side of the ball.
Nice play by Bonaventure there to get on top of that ball. He was a lone man, so went ahead and poached that ball. It was a nice play by Bonaventure.
Yeah, there's been a lot of aggressive play today, but in terms of breakdowns, I think Bonaventure's been that much more aggressive in getting to the ruck, getting to the breakdown. And Nicholas Natras at scrum half. Ooh, there's a clever chip there. But nothing doing. St. Bonaventure was able to go back and corral the ball. But, you know, if you're Wheeling, you have to take those aggressive plays like that, Mo. Down 15 with the clock ticking downward.
You have to try something, really, just to get the ball movement. I mean, they haven't really been moving the ball as efficiently as they were in the first half. These penalties are really killing Wheeling.
Yeah, and Wheeling's set to take a line out here. That now Patrick Green won't have the home crowd in his ear, given the fact he's on the far side of the field here. Who knows if that's what disrupted him last time or not, but it was an errant throw nonetheless. Let's see if he can straighten this out of here. Another disruption by Bonaventure. That's what we talked about before at the half, Mo. How that one's on the floor. The kick just to clear that out there. That was a good choice, knowing that he couldn't grab that ball. Whoa! What a robbery there. That is number 22, Johnny Thompson. Johnny on the spot with the steal and score.
What a play. He just rips that ball out of his hand and takes it home.
That was just...
Wow.
We need to take a look at that play again. That's just strong arm robbery. He just rips that right away from Laula Bata, and an easy sprint between the posts there for Johnny Thompson.
Bit of a ball handle in air, kind of running into the defender with the ball first. Not the best play you can make there, but
I think that is all she wrote on this game, just about, Mo. Well, we may see another score here, but that score really puts this out of hand for Wheeling.
Yeah, really icing the game here for him.
Yes. And I can't speak enough, Mo, of how this was truly a tale of two halves. Clearly, Bonaventure made some significant adjustments. The coaches and players got together, assessed the situation, and really turned things around. And they have actually thrown a shutout here so far in the second half. Wheeling has not scored at all.
They've really turned those penalties into tries, and especially those turnovers too. And it's nice that they also reduced the penalties in the second half. That's what was killing them in the first half.
And that chip shot was an easy conversion there. So the score now stands 47-25 in favor of St. Bonaventure, with just a few minutes left to play here in this match. From that distance and that part of the field, that's an easy kick all day there for that
down the middle.
At this point, if you're Wheeling, Mo, what are you looking to do?
Get that ball back quick. I mean, really no time to waste, but at least finish with a solid game and not just fold.
Right. Stay, keep fighting, keep working. If you're Wheeling here, you still have some time to salvage something, get a score out of this. Let's see, that's all they could do there, just to clear it out. But if you're St. Bonaventure, you're willing to concede that territory there as the clock keeps ticking. Another line out for Wheeling. This one's about 10 meters into St. Bonaventure territory. Wow, that's a free kick awarded.
I think you took too long on that line out there. Time ticking. I don't know what their plan was there.
You just sure you're down 22 points with a few minutes to go, and maybe you're not going to make up the difference, but you can't dilly-dally here. It's just a lot of time wasting there. The official's going to go over and have a chat with his assistant, and suspect here it'll be just on a free kick. You don't want to kick directly out of bounds, but I suspect this will be a big kick down the field, and Bonaventure is going to come up. Oh no, I think he just happened to misstrike that one, but that's quite a job by Johnny Thompson to get that ball. I don't think that was the design, Mo, no. but it worked out in Bonaventure's favor. Now here we've got a pot of forwards here going forward. Swinging it out wide here. Hands for Bonaventure. Just retaining ball. Oh, some good hard running there.
Nice hard run.
Yeah. Finds outside. There's Lothar near touch, cuts his steps back inside, brought down, but nice post. That's a secure ruck. Good job by Lothar there to keep his feet and then present good ball there. Very, very flat ball. Michael Sears with a flat ball to his teammate there. Ooh, what a pass there. Great job by Rowan Welsh to retain the ball up by his face. Bonnie's just stringing together pass after pass here. Chaining the ball.
Just a nice job by Bonaventure, really just closing out the game here, chewing clock. Nice ball movement.
A great sequence of phases, too. Ball retention, ball handling has all been excellent with this series of phases here. They're content to just get themselves upfield. A little bit of a slip, you know, with that rain we had earlier, the turf might be a little slick. Ooh, an aggressive attempt at a counter ruck there by Wheeling. Bonaventure retains the ball, just surging forward bit by bit. And that's a penalty conceded. Wheeling just goes with quick tap, tries to get the ball out wide, but that resulted in a handling error.
Knock on.
It's a scrum to Bonaventure. I know the scoreboard says 0. The official had to take some time off there before with the yellow cards. There can't be much time left on the clock, though. Let's take a look here at the replay. That ball's taking some wicked bounces on the turf there. I think the Wheeling players are just desperate to do anything there.
Yeah, this late in the game, Wheeling's struggling to keep a structure and really hold on to that ball.
This is scrum to Bonaventure. Back line is set up deep and steep here. The winger not on the weak side. He's inserted behind the fly half. A big surge there by the Bonnie's pack going forward there. Another big run there. Eddie Nelson on the carry. Edwards swings it out. Ooh! And I think knowing he couldn't catch that ball, he put his boot on it, and I think also it was aggressive by Bonaventure knowing that they had a penalty forthcoming. I think that was another offside penalty against Wheeling. And this match is not yet over. And even if the time hit 0, you can't end the game on a penalty, regardless of the score. So that was another offside. That's one of the things that hurt Wheeling today. Several offside penalties.
Lots. And penalties in general in the second half. They weren't giving up too many in the first, and then the second really just it switched, and looks like he's kicking for.
So no, Edwards is
here.
He's going to go for points here. And this would put the score 50 points for Bonaventure, and they double up Wheeling if that goal is made here. Wow, what just a different level of energy, a different level of aggression we saw in the second half of this Bonaventure side. Wheeling was fired up in the first half. They took advantage of many Bonaventure mistakes, but it was just the exact opposite here in the second half.
And that's what you need. You need somebody to score a try right at, coming out of half, and just to create that momentum.
The kick is up, and it is good. And that is the final whistle, putting the score at 50-25 in favor of St. Bonaventure. So we'll come back shortly, and just want to remind you, you are watching men's college rugby on ESPN+. I'm just kind of making this up. Welcome back to Men's College Rugby here on ESPN Plus, where the final score was St. Bonaventure 50 and Wheeling 25. We're going to take a look at some of the highlights here from the second half. And what a second half that was for Bonaventure, Mo.
Yeah, they really took it away coming out of half with a lot of momentum. So starting with that first try, just punching it in, that line out coming around, full speed. And then here's another maul where they just drive, and dot it down for another one. 2 tries right away coming out of half, taking the lead. And then that first yellow card you saw, and Bonaventure just taking advantage of it. Here you can see kicking it out to the Walter for another try. And Bonaventure really just closing this game out with those. You can see them kicking it out here, out wide. And he just punches it in that corner right there. And then Bonaventure coming back with another yellow. Not another yellow, but another yellow in the game. And then here you see them get the ball ripped out and just brought back for another try.
What a job by Johnny Tops there to snatch that ball and run his way to the try zone. They scored 36 points in that second half and a shutout Wheeling. So let's take a look at the stats here. Oh.
You can see in the final stats, the lineouts by Wheeling were still a lot, and the penalties in the second half were a huge difference from the first half. I mean, Wheeling gave up a lot of penalties, and that's what really killed them in that second half.
Yeah, Bonaventure brought down the penalty count, and they took advantage of the penalties and miscues by Wheeling.
Yeah, we didn't see too many scrums this game, but the forwards for Bonaventure are playing a huge role for them today.
Absolutely. So, the upcoming broadcasts here on ESPN Plus for St. Bonaventure Bonnies. Men's soccer versus LaSalle tonight, Saturday, October 25th at 6 p.m. Women's basketball versus Damon, Wednesday, October 29th at 4:30 p.m. Men's basketball versus Alfred, Wednesday, October 29th at 7 p.m. Yeah. And just to close this out, Mo, here, I'd say, as said during the broadcast, the second half was absolutely the opposite of the first half there, and Bonaventure really took control. So, for Mo Martinez, I'm George Flavar saying so long from the Merritt Athletic Sports Complex, where the final score was 50-25, St. Bonaventure over Wheeling. All games airing on ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN Plus app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.